We have just started YouTube channel. We would be happy if you help and subscribe. Thanks in advance. 1. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood, worth $375 million. Clint Eastwood has practically become an American folk hero with his infamous drawl. Oddly enough, that clenched jaw way he has of speaking was actually initially criticized by studio heads when he first got into the movie business. 2. Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters didn't break the glass ceiling when she got into journalism, she shattered it, leaving behind a legacy and changing the way Americans viewed media. In 1974, Walters became the first woman to anchor a prime-time evening news program, using her powerful presence in front of the camera to secure numerous jobs on the most prestigious networks. Her talent and determination resulted in her earning a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. 3. Angie Dickinson. Angie Dickinson first appeared on screen in the 1950s, and although she was relegated to smaller supporter roles at first, it was clear to many audiences that she would soon become a leading lady. Sure enough, in 1959, Dickinson got her first big role in the 1959 film Rio Bravo, playing the one-named character of Feathers. Afterward she became one of the 1960s leading ladies, most recognizable for her work in Gun the Man Down and Dressed to Kill. 4. Anne Robinson. Many Americans likely haven't heard of her, but Anne Robinson is a famous television personality in Great Britain. There, she is lovingly referred to as the Queen of Mean, for the way she brutally dismissed contestants while hosting The Weakest Link. Since then she has continued to host television shows, where UK audiences tune in to see what clever line the Queen of Mean has up her sleeve. Currently she's the host of a quiz show called Test the Nation. 5. Arlene Golonka. When thinking of the carefree blonde, both eccentric in her wild and energetic personality while carrying a magnetism that attracts everyone, Arlene Golonka fits that image. More than just fitting it though, Golonka is credited as epitomizing it in a career that included roles on some of the most successful television shows of the Hollywood Golden Age. Although her career began in the late 60s, it continued on for 30 years before Golonka retired to teach aspiring young actors instead. 6. Axl Rose. It's possible that someone who has spent their whole lives living under a rock might not have heard of Axl Rose or his titular band, Guns N' Roses, but just hearing that name likely gives one the impression of a hard rocker who does it for the love of the music. Indeed, that does apply to Rose, who has been considered to be the support that kept this hard rock band aloft throughout their many years of rock and roll. 7. Alain Delon. Many in America haven't heard about him, even during his peak throughout much of the 1960s, but if those Americans had taken a trip across the Atlantic Ocean they would have likely seen Alain Delon's name across billboards from France to Japan. This French actor was very much a sex symbol of the era, whose critical acclaim earned him popularity across Europe and, oddly enough, a massive following in Japan. But even with all that, Delon never made it in Hollywood. 8. John Amos. John Amos has been a familiar face on television since the 1970s when he appeared on the groundbreaking show, Good Times. In addition to being popular during its era, Good Times was significant in that it was the first show that centered on an African-American two-parent family. Due to Amos' work on the show, his career was propelled to even greater heights, and he starred in shows like The West Wing, Roots, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. 9. Jon Voight. Even though Jon Voight has only won one Academy Award, he's been nominated for the honor, 3 times for Best Actor even, on 4 separate occasions, speaking to his talent as a Hollywood movie star. His biggest films which resulted in these impressive accolades were Midnight Cowboy, Coming Home, Deliverance, and The Champ. Due to Amos' work on the show, his career was propelled to even greater heights, and he starred in shows like The West Wing, Roots, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. 10. Michail Caine. Michail Caine, or, as we should be saying, Sir Michael Caine, has been a beloved movie and television staple since he was only 20. As a result, People of all generations can point to a film starring Michail Caine, whether that film be Alfie, Zulu, The Italian Job, or any of the Batman movies starring Christian Bale. Caine's talent is so obvious that he has made the list of actors who have been nominated for Academy Awards 5 consecutive decades. If you've watched it so far, we would be glad if you subscribe to our channel. Our efforts will not be in vain. Thanks in advance, all you nice people.